Hi, and welcome back to my Rug Hook and Talk show. Okay, so my name is Annette, and I've been a rug hooker for 20 years. Give you a quick intro. A little rug hook and chit-chat show that we do, a bunch of solo hookers. I hope we're watching out there. And you know what, even if you're part of a group, this is fine. You might not be able to get out to your group, or you want an additional bit of chit-chat while you're rug hooking, or you just want to listen in on the latest books that are coming out, and I kind of try to bring some new stuff on rug hooking to you, whether it's through magazines or just ideas that pop into my head. So I'm just here to share, and I'm glad you're watching. I have been looking at my subscriber list growing, and this is amazing, and it's fun, and I'm so glad there's a group of us solo hookers out there who've connected. So this is just wonderful. So great, and welcome. So grab a cup of coffee or a cup of tea or something cold, something hot. We're here in the New England area, and today we're getting hit with Storm Juno, Blizzard Juno, whatever you want to call it, Winter Storm Juno. And so we're expecting, I don't know, 12 to 24, 28 inches of snow. So yeah, we're hunkering down, and we've got all our provisions. And so I'm spending some time inside hooking, and I baked some breads and stuff like that. So it's all good. And I'm starting my new rug mat. It's a mat. I call them mats when they're smaller. I know they could be called mats even if they're larger. Depends on what part of the country you're in or the world. A rug is a mat, so it's all good. And so I hand stitch these on. And as you can see, I have the Anderson frame that poke these little pins up. They're not sharp, they're rounded at the tip. But you're probably wondering, what are you going to do when these fabrics, Cantha fabrics that have been hand stitched there, come in contact with that? Well, I have another frame, and I'm probably going to switch over to that for those for that situation if it arises. But otherwise, I'm working on the main design, and there's still a lot of space here for me to hook on this. When it comes to a point where that does conflict with my Cantha hand stitch circles, I'll then switch over to my good old trusty rug frame over there that I had for a gazillion years. So it's still getting a little attention. So let me just explain a little bit about what I did. I did post this pic of the fabric already hand stitched on my blog, which is http://letshook.wordpress.com. You can get to it. If you put that in, you should get to it. Or go on rughookingdaily.ning. Annette S. I have a little duck icon from Florida, and you'll see my blog has the link also. So it's all good. And just quickly, I just wanted to show you a little inspiration. That's how I kind of drew it. It didn't exactly come out. It's very similar, but it didn't exactly come out. And my inspiration was from a really pretty applique pillow that I had seen in one of my applique books. I'm not sure. I think if it's still open. Her last name was Glass, I believe. But I could find it if you're interested in looking at the book. But anyway, it was just this really cool design with fabric. Obviously, it's not a rug hooking book. But I kind of transposed it into something different for the rug. So again, yeah, we're just always inspired by seeing other people's work or other things or other designs. I also kind of thought, we were playing cards the other day, and I saw the club design is, so that's how I got the idea for the base of this, I don't know, flower design, spherical design, whatever you want to call it. And so I just combined the two and made my own up. So there you go. So a while back I had bought this fabric. It's called Cantha fabric, K-A-N-T-H-A, and it's a gauze fabric made in India. They layer it, and so it's almost a little sheer. And so the different colors kind of almost show through sometimes, but it also gives two different designs on the fabric, so you can use either side, which is really cool. And it has a quilted effect, and it's hand stitched almost like a quilted effect with different color threads. So it's really, really pretty. And I bought a bag of these remnants And they were sitting there, and I was looking at them the other day, and I was like, wow, they're so pretty. Then I came across that, the book, the applique book, and I saw how she had laid out this simple design for a pillow using fabric, such pretty fabric. And I was like, wow, wouldn't it be nice if I can combine the two, rug hooking and a little of applique, which I used to love to do many years ago. And so I had done some pillows also. And I just figured it would be really fun to see what kind of color combination, something different to make this little mat, which would be for a wall or a cocktail table or wherever you'd like to put it. So that was basically where it transpired from. I have my orange spiced tea. It is so good and warm, and it's all good. So I've been in, because it's been getting cold, and I've been watching a lot of movies, so I just want to run a few titles by you. I did get to see the other day the movie called Pollock. The movie about, it's the story about Jackson Pollock, the artist, and I love watching art movies, whether they're any kind of art. I don't, it doesn't matter. I'm not discriminatory. It could be, you could be making metal sculptures. It doesn't matter. I love it. I love anything that people can think of and create. I love to see. So I watched that movie. That was awesome. So I'm throwing that out there. The main character was Ed Harris, and Marcia Gay Harden played Lee Krasner, his artist wife. And that was an amazing, amazing story. So if you get a chance to, watch it. I think you could even rent it off of Amazon for $2.99. I'm not sure if it's still up there, but I just took it out of my library for free. And the other movie was, that even far surpassed Pollock, was Georgia O'Keeffe, with the lead played by Joan Allen, and Jeremy Irons played Stieglitz, the photographer who connects with her. And I was never a big Georgia O'Keeffe fan, and it's not that I didn't like her or I did like her. I mean, she did flowers and she did them very pretty, but now with this story behind it and this background, it's an amazing, amazing story, and how beautiful. And I guarantee you will enjoy that movie. So again, get it if you could from your library. If not, rent it someplace, somewhere. You will be thankful that in your lifetime you watched that movie, Georgia O'Keeffe. Very beautiful, very beautiful. And for those of us who are Jane Austen fans, as I am, and all things period movies and all that sort of stuff, if you haven't quite seen it yet, grab it. It's Becoming Jane, and it's a beautiful, beautiful movie. And Anne Hathaway plays a young Jane Austen, and her story and her love affair or life with that sort of thing in it, romance. And so it was very, very, very good. And so I recommend those three movies. And the last one I'm going to recommend, for you quilters out there, if you haven't seen it yet, I kind of found out about it last year, was kind of waiting to see if it was available through my library. It still is not. The name of it is called Stitched. And it's a movie about three quilters and their stories, just coming together and converging on quilting and sewing, and how they got involved with the craft of quilting. Different viewpoints on traditional quilting and the art quilt, and how we could all get a little, get our knickers in a bunch over, what we consider a quilt nowadays. So it was very, very interesting. It's a documentary, and it's most of it's done in Paducah, where they have their big annual quilt show, and the awards and the prizes and all the fanfare and pomp and circumstance, that sort of thing. So I just wanted to see it. So finally, I went searching on Amazon to see if it was available, and it was. It's available to rent for 3 days for $2.99. So I did that. So I'm going to be watching that. And I watched part of it, so most of it is really good. I missed some parts of it because I was doing some other things, but I'm going to watch it again. And so, but what I've told you is basically, the main part of the show, and just how people come to their craft. It's amazing. I love that. So I just wanted to share that with you. And if you haven't seen it, it's just called Stitched, and you will see. You could even watch a trailer through Amazon. So if you want to just even watch the trailer, see if you'd like something like that. It's not available through the libraries. I checked my whole state, and so I guess they're not offering it up to libraries just yet. Hopefully they're still trying to sell it. So I just wanted to share that information with you. So it's winter, and I watch lots of movies and documentaries on art and creating and the lives of artists. I find it very interesting and fun, so just wanted to share. Okay, so is anybody starting any new projects? Just go ahead and throw it up on Rug Cooking Daily, because we haven't kind of chit-chatted about what we're doing lately. So I'm starting my new one, and it's been started. I've got the binding on there, and I'm on the base. I'm working right over here on this part, right over there. So I don't know if you can see really very well over there, but I'll try to get a close-up of it. Let's see if I can do that right now for you. Okay. There you go. Is that a little better? You can kind of see where it's working from. Okay, got my binding already on there. Okay, so, you know, I hand draw my design onto here, and it's not always centered. I know it's not. It's just not something that bothers me. You know what, in the end, if when they last years and years and they fall into the hands of other people, I want them to know they're handmade. And yes, technically, to get technical excellence would be wonderful, and you know, but it's just not something that, like, I'm not competitive, so it's all good. So I just enjoy the hooking, and that's what this is about, just to enjoy hooking away on your project. And so for those of you who are just tuning in, I'm working with fabric strips, and I hand cut them with a little rotary cutter. I'll just grab that real quick, just for like quilting. And what I like about it is if I'm going to work on an area that I find needs a little bit more detail, and even though I like working with the wider cut, like a 1/4 inch and up, say, you know, and I need to go just a little thinner with it, I like the flexibility of just, you know, I could do it right now and have to change wheels or blades or cutters or anything like that. So that's why I use it, and it works for me. But, you know, like I said before, it's all personal preference, so use what you like to use. And that's it. So like I said, I'm starting a new project, and I'm glad you're part of it with me. And I hope that you are all, if you're a new rug hooker, that you are finding these videos helpful. And, you know, at this point, I don't know how many more I could do that would be new or exciting for you. So basically, they're just here to be instructional and to keep you company while you're hooking. That's it. It's just, you know, a friendly face that you're watching along while you're hooking. And try to do about a half an hour or a little less. That's as long as the camera will go on one go round of taping. And yeah, so the felt rug is done, and it's sitting quietly over there. Not sure where it's going yet, and it's all good. So if anybody, just want to encourage you, if anybody hears of anything interesting in the art world, or with a movie, or you know, new yarns or something, just give a shout out on the Rug Cooking Daily website, so that we all can benefit, and it's all good news. Or drop me a line in the comments section, and I'll share it, or contact me through Rug Cooking Daily, and I'll put it in the show. And yeah. I try to bring some new stuff to the show, but like I said, I don't know how much longer I could do it if you know, I don't want to bore anybody out there. So basically the show just becomes a little like we're just sitting and chatting and enjoying, and I'm sharing some news, and I hope that's okay with you, because I still enjoy doing it and sharing with you. But I am excited because there's a few new books coming out, and I think one of them is the one that Deanne Fitzpatrick is worked on, Simply Modern, and that I put in a pre-order for through Amazon, and it has a really good price, so if I were you, I would hop on over there. But if you're not into modern, then you know I'm into everything that is beautiful and looks good. And you know what? Even if I'm not into hooking certain styles, I still love seeing them because why not? They're beautiful, and you know, not everybody is inclined to do, you know, every kind of style rug out there. You know, just like painters, not every painter is inclined to feel the desire of painting a certain style, and that's fine, but at least we all could appreciate the beauty, and the, you know, variety is the spice of life, and seeing all different rugs just makes you appreciate all of them so much, and all different styles. It was really interesting while I was watching that movie Stitched, some of the older quilters in there, wow, they were feisty and very opposed to the art quilt. And, you know, like you shouldn't even call it an art quilt because it's not a quilt. And, you know, is that fair to say? I guess everybody has the right to their own opinion. You know, it's like calling a rug and you're not putting it on the floor. Well, a rug is something you put on the floor, so, you know, it gets kind of sticky like that. You know, so it's a rug, but you're not using it for the floor, so then it becomes a different type of rug. It becomes an art rug. So, you know, it's all good. However, you know, let's not have haters out there. I don't know why they were getting, well, it was the older women, and, you know, they looked at it like a quilt is categorized as something for the bed and or the crib, and something that is hand done. You know, to call a quilt something that was quilted by a machine, wow, they were getting like really upset about that. So, very interesting movie. I think you'd like it. If you're into quilting, and like I said, I'm not a quilter, but I really enjoyed it because, you know, any kind of fabric or textile craft is very similar in the fact that you're using your hands, you're choosing colors, you're choosing fabric placement. And just, you know, it was really, really good. I think you would enjoy that a lot. So that's that. So I'm working with some very bright colors, and some of the Cantha fabric is cotton, but some of it can be silk. I think actually this purple one here in the corner, no, not that one, this one right here. No, maybe not. I'm not sure, but there's some of them that were silk. I don't know if I actually used one. This purple one might be. And they're just so pretty. And I just was like, wow, how could we put that, how could I do something? At first I was thinking of framing it, you know, using it as a binding, and which I thought would have still been very interesting, and that still might be a possibility for another one. But I just came across, as I was reading the applique book, because the colors in there, I love her choice of colors. They're bright and muted, and they're just a nice choice of colors that she uses, and I like that, using colors kind of in an unexpected way, almost like the Coffee Facet books, with his beautiful quilts. He sometimes uses some very bright colors with some very dull colors, and it's so beautiful. So I just wanted to try something a little different, and again, I'm always trying something a little different, and that's the beauty of this. You could do whatever you want to do. There's no one going to come around and say, ooh, that's just not what you're supposed to do. No, you're supposed to do exactly what you want to do. And that's my philosophy. I guess that's why I'm not into competitions or contests and that sort of thing too much. Yeah, because I look and say it's all relative. What people think of my work is irrelevant to me, and I think most artists, you know, people who want to do this, who enjoy doing it, would agree that it should be irrelevant. You need to do what comes out of you naturally and enjoy that. And so that's just my idea, but like I said, I'm non-competitive, so I don't know. I don't have that competitive edge. And like I said, I just do what I like to do. And sometimes it's wrong according to the rug hooking authorities, you know. I don't center my thing, and it's not always measured out appropriately. And you know what? I'm willing to live with my results. It's okay. It's okay. I like to see exactly what people are doing, and if it's not a perfect circle, it's not a perfect circle. That's it. It's fine. Why does a circle have to be perfect? Not in my head, it doesn't. So. I'm excited. The background on this, I'm not gonna keep it a surprise, obviously, because you see I have the black tape. So you know my background is going to be black. I just wanted these colors to pop. I wanted those little cantha circles to pop. There's a little bit of black in almost all of them, and some gold, and I just thought, what color would look any better in there than that? And I can't think of anything better than black. I have a charcoal gray, and that might be an option also. So I will probably hook some just to see what it looks like. And you know, then I even thought of maybe just doing the outlines of these circles. Over here I started to do outlines, and I did them in a taupe brown, and it was horrible, so I ripped them out. And I don't know what I was thinking, but you got to try. Sometimes you think something's going to work and it doesn't, and that's okay. That's, you know, it's better than painting, and then you got to, you know, how do you get rid of that? So anyway, I have a few different theories on what I'm doing. I'm not sure. I might outline them in nice bold colors, and just to bring them out even stronger. Or I might do them in gray. I'm not sure what I'm doing. We'll see. We'll see how it evolves, and that's the beauty of rug hooking. You sometimes picture something in your head, and all of a sudden you're like, wow, I don't know what I was thinking. That looks awful. And that's okay. You know what? It's getting a little hooked up over here, so what happens is it starts to get a little tough to pull that hook through. So that's it. We're at the end here, and I just got to pull up that last little piece. There we go. Okay. But nothing was as tough as that geometric rug. Wow, that was like, good grief. That's for somebody who hooks with very fine strips, and that is not me. That would be the only way you could hook that, really, clearly, because it was. And these are pretty thin right here, only because I'm working in this very small spot, and I'm just want them a little thinner. I just want it a little softer in appearance in that regard. So that's what I like about the rotary. You can kind of just very quickly adjust your width of your strip very quickly. And I'm not someone who is a stickler for keeping all my widths the same, all my strips the same width, and if that is your thing, then you know the rotary cutter probably wouldn't work for you unless you're really good at just doing it pretty uniform. But I cut 3 within 10 seconds. I have 3 strips cut, so it's a very quick method for me too. Okay. I like to clip as I go along. If you see me constantly clipping, that's why. Okay, so this is the little base. I think I might do the same color in here, not sure. Not sure. Might go a little darker to like a green. I have something pretty over there and outline it in red. I'm not sure. I just want something bright and cheerful. And it works for me. The last rug, as you know, was very muted, the felt rug. And I enjoyed that a lot. So if you ever just get a chance where you just don't know what you want to hook, but you want to hook, do something like that. Just start hooking circles and swirls, and don't even do a design. Just, you know, work that design with the colors, and, you know, all those beautiful colors that you see that you might have and you don't know when you're going to use them. Just go for it and just hook away, and you'll do purple swirls with red swirls and orange swirls and coral swirls, and just enjoy the colors moving, and it works. And you'll always have that little special rug that you just felt like doing. Well, we're coming towards the end. I've only got about 3 minutes left on this recording, so I'm just going to wrap this up here. So I'm working on the Anderson frame for those of you who might be tuning in, and it swivels. It's on a little stand, and I can't tell you how amazingly convenient and comfortable it is to work with that. And there's no prickers. My hands are flat against this. This is also, you could almost get this to be almost flat too, and it never gets you, so I don't have any problems with that. That is not a situation for me. Got a little fly around here. Okay, we're almost done here with this, so I'm going to speak a little louder because my furnace just kicked in. And I'm almost finished working on this little section here. What do we have, 2 minutes? Let's see if I can get it done. And then we'll wrap it up with that. So if you have any questions, like I said, just drop me a comment in the comment section. I get those comments sent to my email, so I try to get to everybody's comment and answer any questions you might have. And again, I'm sorry when the furnace kicks on if the sound isn't very good. I got a complaint saying that, so I'm sorry about that. I try to work around it, but I am literally right in front of the furnace. So, you know, that does happen. Okay, we're done. That little section is done, and I got a minute left to say goodbye. So, let me just go ahead and wrap it up. I want to thank you for joining me, and it's always great to come together and do a little show and try to bring you some new and interesting things. And just like I said, if you've got a question, just drop a line and hopefully I can answer it, and we'll keep the shows going. I want to thank you for joining me, and I'm going to be working on this during the snowstorm, during the big blizzard, and if anybody out there is watching this that's in the northeast region and that storm's coming, stay warm and stay well, and happy hooking.